you want your business to be memorable?
Do you need something built to order from scratch, made to your specs, and made in America? Then it's time to create something amazing. Custom packaging and unique marketing materials. From Sneller Creative Promotions, this is Create Something Amazing, the podcast.
The most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree? Hey, it's Sneller, creator of super cool custom promotional packaging and unique marketing materials, back again with another episode of Create Something Amazing, the podcast, and we are up to Season 4, Episode 4, so let's get started. And continuing with our fast-paced episodes of something old and something new, and recently it's just been the something old because I'm trying to catch up to modern day, and we're still back in about 2006, so we're making some headway. I want to talk about a number of things, a lot about my capabilities. Our last episode, we talked about how I was mixing materials. I was really big back in those years, again, about 20 years ago, trying to show all the different cool things that Sneller could do. And that episode was all about mixing and matching raw materials together. And as we move up another year or two, I was looking at different ways to take the same products and make them more interesting. So with a ring binder, adding a flap to that binder, or a Velcro closure to the flap, or a magnetic flap to a magnetic closure to the flap, or various, again, raw materials and decoration techniques, trying to make binders exciting, which, again, nobody can do that but Sneller. And also, when I sell these marketing solutions to my customers, including ring binders, I'm not just selling the binder, but also the printing that goes inside of the binder. So the collateral, the index tab dividers, the printing, in some cases a CD or a DVD or a flash drive, a promotional product, all the different things that would go with it to really create an overall marketing campaign and not just selling one item, one solution. And I also wanted to show all of my customers the different things that I could do with pocket folders. Again, every business needs certain staples, certain things like business cards, letterhead, envelopes, literature, a pocket folder to hold and present the literature. But again, Sneller's not just doing an 8.5 by 11 folder with two straight cut pockets. So I wanted to show all my customers that we can have 3 panels, 4 panels. These things can open up and down and sideways, portrait and landscape. They can have fixed capacity pockets, and once again, use different raw materials. They don't have to be paper. They could also be plastic or corrugated. Again, Sneller was all about showing the different things that I could do, again, about 20 years ago. So I'm going to talk about those things, as well as an interesting case study that I did for my favorite St. Louis-based ag-focused advertising agency that has done all the really cool kits for the soybeans and the related soy materials and animal-focused businesses. So this latest kit that my agency came to me with is something for the soybean checkoff. And again, we've talked about all the different cool soybean things that I've done for them, all the kits and related collateral and marketing materials to help reinforce and train and educate people about all of the great benefits and uses of soy. So this kit actually says, if you can read this, thank animal agriculture. Beautiful kit, printed in full color. It's a tote box, and a tote box almost looks like a portfolio or a briefcase. So it's a tote box that we made out of corrugated, litho-labeled or covered the full outside of that in full color printing. Again, like I always say, check out my social media, Vimeo, YouTube, to see pictures of this thing. Really, really beautiful piece. We printed it to look like leather or leatherette, which kind of reinforces the animal agriculture theme. So it's printed full color on the outside, but on the inside of this thing, again, I never just show raw white or raw corrugated or raw craft corrugated. Too boring. So we did a flood print of black on the inside of this corrugated tote. So outside full color, inside a full flood of black, and then inside of the tote, I have a whole series of file folders that hold the related literature or collateral. And these folders were just absolutely beautiful. So a heavy paperboard printed in the leatherette look to match the outside of the tote. And then on the inside, I did all of the literature and collateral as well. So really, really beautiful piece. We called it the AAI Toolkit, Animal Agriculture for the Soybean Checkoff. Check us out. And moving on quickly to how I jazz up these ring binders. And again, I know we aren't doing a lot of ring binders these days, but back in the day, you could found your whole career on just the manufacture of ring binders. In fact, every city in America had up to 5 or 10, or depending on the size of the city, 20 or more factories that did nothing but manufacture ring binders and related things that related to office supplies and ring binders. And they still serve a very important purpose, and I do still produce some really interesting, beautiful binders. And again, back in the day, I was trying to show that, there's some nostalgia with binders. Those of us that are in my generation know about the Trapper Keeper that we all took to school, that it wasn't just a binder, but again, it was a binder with a flap and all of the compartments and organizers inside of this thing. And a lot of people still like that look and that feel. So I was making binders with flaps, and again, putting Velcro or magnets on these flaps, doing them in various raw materials from my favorite opaque materials that are handmade, what we call turned edge. We also did them in paperboard or plastic, you name it. The whole reason I'm bringing this up is just to direct you to my social media to look at pictures of these things. Also the decoration. So foil stamping, and foil stamped and debossed and offset printed and screen printed. I mean, you name all the buzzwords, I was doing it all, and I still do it. So check me out, snellercreative.com. And just like with my binders, I'm not just producing the ring binder, but also these full color printed index tab dividers, as well as the printing, the collateral, the other media that perhaps gets loaded onto a CD, DVD, flash drive. Again, I want you to check out my pictures. I did all these beautiful full color binder kits, and I still do them. I just do less of them because we're doing all of our other fancy promotional products, our promotional packaging now that's directed towards influencers and social media. But these binders still serve a very important function. Check us out, man, snellercreative.com. And finally, just like with my binders, when it comes to pocket folders, again, it's a staple that every business needs to have. I'm not just doing these ugly pocket folders. I can do them with all kinds of flaps and dimensional capacity inside of these folders and different raw materials. And also sometimes it isn't really a pocket folder as much as it's a box, maybe with a pocket hanging off of it. And I've done these things with elastic closures. I've made them look like a little matchbook cover. Again, I've done them that held credit cards, and I want you to check out all of my pictures because they really are stunningly beautiful. And now onto something new. Many of you probably know that Energizer battery is based here in St. Louis, and I've done some really fun, cool packaging for Energizer over the years, including this whole series of prototypes that I made for them. This goes back about 5 years ago, but what they were doing was presenting to one of their major retailers a whole product line of batteries. And, think of all the different iterations or packaging solutions that Energizer has for the batteries. So it's not just by battery style, which again will be AA, AAA, 9-volt, little small calculator batteries, watch batteries, that kind of thing. But they also have different brands like Eveready and Rayovac. So 3 different brands, Energizer, Rayovac, Eveready, and they wanted to package their already packaged batteries in a presentation piece. And these pieces were like boxes. Of course, they came to me and asked me for the solution that I recommended, and this is what I recommended. So these things are almost like a dimensional pocket folder or boxes, and it really was based upon my Bacardi kit we've talked about in a previous episode. I'll stick a picture of that up too, where again there's a center pocket and a flap that opens left, right, and up from the top, and then it all goes back together with a nice Velcro enclosure. So it's kind of a combination of a box and a pocket folder, but what it offered is a lot of different image area for printing to talk about all the features and benefits of these batteries and how they were going to benefit the retailer and how the retailer was going to make all kinds of money on Energizer, and Energizer was going to make all kinds of money because Sneller created these beautiful prototypes. So again, this is something new. Check out the pictures on YouTube and Vimeo and my social media. Beautiful whole series, and there were probably 20 different boxes that I did for Energizer. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece. And we also did the graphic design on these Energizer pieces, so I don't talk about it a lot, but I work with lots of freelance graphic designers, so oftentimes marketing people at these companies, normally due to speed, and these Energizer prototypes we needed to make over a weekend. They needed to be done super quickly, so normally my graphic designers can do things way faster than dealing with a corporate hierarchy or corporate culture, so my graphic designer whipped out the creative on all of these 20 different boxes, and she did a wonderful job. Just beautiful, beautiful pieces for Energizer. And this will be the end of Season 4, Episode 4 of Create Something Amazing, the podcast by the Sneller, Jeffrey T. Snell. Jeff Snell, are you ready to create something amazing? I know you are, man. Check me out, SnellerCreative.com, and for promotional products, SnellerCreativePromotions.com. Money never sleeps, pal.
If you need to make your business memorable, then you need Sneller Creative. Unique Marketing Collateral, custom promotional packaging, custom marketing materials, dimensional marketing, built to order, from scratch, made in the USA. Create something amazing today. Go to snellercreative.com. Thank you for listening to Create Something Amazing. For more episodes, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Create Something Amazing, a Sneller Creative podcast.